Hello everyone, in this video we'll discuss about the UV visible spectroscopy. Before to in detail about the UV visible spectroscopy, first we have to know about the spectroscopy. So spectroscopy is a branch of science dealing the study of interaction of electromagnetic radiation with matter. Means it is a branch of science which deals with the interactions of electromagnetic radiations with the matter. Otherwise we can say it is we can say another definition, it is a measurement of electromagnetic radiation absorbed or emitted when molecule or ions or atoms of a sample move from one energy state to another energy state. Means here molecules, ions or atoms, when absorbing the energy, it will shift from one state to another state, means grounded state to excited state. So this is one more definition. And next is, it is a most powerful tool. Means spectroscopy is a most powerful tool available for the study of atomic or molecular structures. Means whatever we are taking the samples, for that samples we can study the atomic or molecular structure by using these spectroscopy tools. So by using these spectroscopy tools we can analyze more or wide range of samples. So next we'll discuss about the principles of spectroscopy. So the principle is mainly based on the measurements of spectrum of a sample containing atom or molecules. Whatever we are taking samples, that samples containing the atoms or molecules, that atoms or molecules are measured by using some spectras, by using the spectroscopy. The spectrum we can draw in by using a graph between sample versus frequency or wavelength after absorption or after emission of the radiation. Next, by using this spectrometer, that means this is a spectrometer is a one of the instrument is designed to measure the spectrum of a compound. Means whatever we are taking the samples, for that samples we are getting a spectrum. How we will get the spectrum? Means by instrument, that is nothing but the spectrometer. Okay, so here there are two type of spectroscopy techniques. One is absorption spectroscopy and next one is emission spectroscopy. Absorption spectroscopy, emission spectroscopy, both are analytical techniques, but here absorption spectroscopy is used to measure the absorption of electromagnetic radiations. In emission spectroscopy is used to measure the emission of particles or radiations is dispersed around the property of emission. Otherwise the amount of dispersion is measured. Means here we can measure emission of particles or radiations, along with the dispersion of amount of dispersion is measured. Here absorption spectroscopy, for we are studying the examples like UV visible IR spectroscopy. UV, the range will be 185 to 400 nanometers. Visible is 400 to 800 nanometers. For IR spectroscopy 0.76 to 15 micrometers. This is the examples along with their ranges. And emission spectroscopy, for this we can study example as a mass spectroscope. Next we'll discuss about the principles of UV visible spectroscopy. Before going to in detailed principles of UV visible spectroscopy, first we'll study about the introduction for the UV spectroscopy. The wavelength range of UV radiation start at blue end of the visible light above 400 angstroms and ends at 2000 angstroms. Means here whatever we are studying here, ultraviolet means UV spectroscopy, the radiation will start at blue end, means the blue end will continue from the visible spectroscopy. So visible spectroscopy will start from 8000 angstrom to 4000 angstroms. After stopping the visible light, means visible spectroscopy visible radiation the UV radiation will start, means the range will be 4000 and ends at 2000 angstrom. So this we can say, we can express the units nanometers as well as angstrom. So nanometers means 400 nanometers to 200 nanometers. In angstroms we can say 4000 angstrom to 2000 angstroms, means visible range will start at 8000 angstroms and ends with 4000 angstroms. After ending the visible spectroscopy, continuously will start the UV radiations, means 4000 and ends at 2000 angstroms. This is the basic introduction for the UV as well as visible. So here we can observe the principle. So the UV radiation region extended from 10 nanometers to 400 nanometers, and the visible radiation region extended from 400 nanometers to 800 nanometers. Means here there are two types of spectral regions, means UV region containing the two spectral regions. One is near UV region, second one is far UV region. Near UV region means nearer means the values will be 200 nanometers to 400 nanometers. Far UV regions means below 200 nanometers. For UV spectroscopy, we can say we can call another name is nothing but vacuum ultraviolet region. Why we are calling vacuum ultraviolet region for UV spectroscopy means it can be studied under vacuum conditions. So that only we are saying for UV spectroscopy, otherwise for vacuum ultraviolet region. Next, in these two UV as well as visible, we are using common solvents for preparation of the samples to be analyzed. For analyzing purpose, we are using common solvents for preparation of the samples. What are the solvents means either ethyl alcohol or hexane. By using these two, either one, in these two we can use any one for preparation of the samples. Presentation, we are observing means pi to pi star, means pi to pi star means bonding to anti-bonding. So here compounds containing multiple bonds like alkenes, alkynes, carbonyl, nitriles, aromatic compounds, etc. undergoes the pi to pi star transitions. Means whatever we are taking the samples, that samples containing like this alkenes, alkynes, carbonyl or nitriles, aromatic compounds, etc. that compounds will transmit the energy from pi to pi star transmissions. Examples, alkanes. For these alkanes, we can observe the range 170 to 205 nanometers. Okay, this is pi star. Next, we will discuss about the N2 sigma star. Means for N2 sigma star, here saturated compounds with lone pair means non-bonding, and electrons undergoes the N2 pi star transmissions. Means saturated compounds containing like oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur and halogens are capable to shift from N to sigma star transmissions. Okay, for these we require a less energy when compared to the sigma to sigma star transitions. Okay, so the number of organic functional groups with N2 means N indicates for non-bonding. Okay, N2 sigma star peaks in UV region is a small, means 150 to 250 nanometers. For organic, whatever present functional group, for that we can observe the 150 to 250 nanometers option range. Next one is fourth one, N2 pi star transmissions. Means here N2 pi star transmissions, electrons from non-bonding orbital is promoted to anti-bonding pi star orbitals. Means in this type of transmissions are shown by unsaturated molecules which containing like oxygen, nitrogen and sulfur. Means C double bond O, C triple bond, means different bonds, means along with the carbon containing with heteroatoms along with the double bonds or triple bonds. So such compounds will transmit from N to pi star transmission. So here we can absorb the minimum energy or minimum energy absorptions will show around 300 nanometers to 350 nanometers. Otherwise we can say 3000 to 3500 angstroms. Means here we have to remember carbon double bond oxygen, carbon triple bond nitrogen, nitrogen double bond oxygen. There is no involvement of carbon double bonds or carbon triple bonds. Okay, this is fourth one. Next one is last fifth and sixth, sigma to pi star, otherwise pi to sigma star transitions. These electronic transitions or forbidden transitions are only studied for theoretical purpose only. Means theoretically it is possible. Next, this n to sigma star or pi to pi star electrons transmission, so absorption in this region about 200 nanometers, which is accessible to the UV visible spectroscopy. And the UV spectroscopy is of only a few broad of absorptions. Okay, this is the about the transition states. Is here we can observe in this slide, we can observe the electronic structure and electronic transition and their lambda max with the example. So here when we are taking the ethane containing compounds, the lambda max we can observe 135 nanometers in angstroms, 1350 angstroms. So here what is the electronic transition involved? Means sigma star transition for ethane. For water, n to sigma star. And then what is the lambda max? Means 167 nanometers. Next, for n-butyl iodide, there is there is also n to sigma star, and there is lambda max is 257. And for ethylene pi to pi star, the value is 165. Means lambda max value is 165 nanometers. For acetone, there will be pi to pi star, n to sigma star, and n to pi star. So for acetone we can observe these three electronic transmissions. This is complete about the electronic transmissions involved in the UV visible spectroscopy. Next we have to study about the terms used in the visible spectroscopy. What are the terms involved in the UV visible spectroscopy? They are very important in this spectroscopy. First one is chromophore. What is chromophore? Means the term chromophore was previously used to denote a functional group, otherwise some structural features whatever presents in the gives as a color to a compound. For example, nitro group is a chromophore because it is a presence in a compound will gives a yellow color to the compound. But nowadays this chromophore is broadly used to defined as a any group which exhibit as a absorption of electromagnetic radiation in visible or UV region. So this is a chromophore. Means these functional groups, one more definition we can say, the functional groups containing multiple bonds capable of absorbing the radiation above 200 nanometers due to the n to sigma star transition, or n to pi star transmissions and pi to pi star transmissions. Means chromophore is nothing but it is a part of molecule responsible for the imparting a color, that is nothing but spheres. Otherwise we can say as chromophore. In olden means we can say one more definition, it is denoted as a functional group or some of the structural features whatever present in the compound to give a color. This is the chromophore. Examples we can say is NO2, N double bond O, C double bond O, C double bond N, C triple bond N, C double bond C, C double bond S. Like this compounds, nothing but chromophore. Next, these are the some of the examples and their lambda max. For acetone, which has a lambda max is 279 nanometers, and cyclohexane has lambda max is 291 nanometers, and double bonds are conjugated in a compound. For that, lambda max is shifted to longer wavelength. For that example, 1,5 hexadiene has lambda max is 178 nanometers, and 2,4 hexadienes has lambda max is 227 nanometers. These are the some of the examples for the chromophores. And one more is conjugations of carbon-carbon double bonds and carbonyl groups shift the lambda max of both groups to have a longer wavelength. Ethylene has lambda max is 171 nanometers, and acetone has lambda max is 279 nanometers, and croton aldehyde has lambda max is 290 nanometers. For every compound has their own individual absorption lambda max. Next we will discuss about the auxochrome. Auxochrome is nothing but the functional groups attached to the chromophore which modify the ability of chromophore. Means whatever we have studied in the chromophore examples, for that we are attaching as a functional groups for modifying their absorption, and means chromophore absorption light, and it alters the wavelength or intensity of absorption. Means there will be attachment of the functional groups, there will be changes there, there will be changing, otherwise there will be modifying the ability of chromophores. And one more definition is the functional group with non-bonding electrons that does not absorb the radiation in nearer UV region, but when attached to a chromophore alters the wavelength and intensity of absorption. Here there is a clear-cut definition. Whenever functional group with non-bonding electrons, it does not show any radiations near UV region, but whenever this functional group is attached to the chromophore, that alters the wavelength along with the intensity of absorption. See, here we'll see some of the examples. Benzene lambda max is 255 nanometers. For benzene we are adding hydroxyl group, they're increasing the lambda max near to 270 nanometers. After replacing with the hydroxyl group with NH2 group functional group, that is nothing but aniline, the lambda max is also increased increased to 280 nanometers. Means here functional groups when substituted, their chromophore intensity, otherwise wavelength, will be increased. That is nothing but the auxochrome. These are the basic definitions we have to remember while we are studying the UV visible spectroscopy. Next is absorption and their intensity shifts, and hypsochromic shift, hyperchromic effect, or hypochromic effect. Bathochromic shift is nothing but red shift, hypsochromic shift nothing but blue. These are the graphical presentation for the shifts and their effects. Here x-axis we are taking lambda max, and y-axis we are taking absorbance. See here we got the parabolic structure of the graphical presentation of graph. Here blue shift means nearer to the absorbance value, red shift means longer longer wavelength of absorbance, and hyperchromic means increasing, hypochromic means decreasing values. This is the effects and their shifts by using the graphical presentation. And last and final is applications, where we are applying this UV visible spectroscopy. Means qualitative and quantitative analysis. In this qualitative and quantitative analysis, it is used for the characterization of aromatic compounds along with the conjugated dienes. Next one is it is used to find out molar concentration of the solute under study, and we can also applicable in detection of impurities and detection of isomers are possible, and determination of molecular weight using Beer's law. In next video we'll discuss about the instrumentation of UV visible spectroscopy and Beer's law and Ambert's law and Beer's-Ambert's law. See here in next slide, these are the some of the chromophores and systems and their wavelengths. For amine, here the symbol is NH2 and wavelength of absorption maxima is 195. For bromide, Br 208, iodine I 260, thioketone C double bond S 205, ester 205, aldehyde groups 210, carboxylic acids 200 to 210, nitro 210, nitrite 220 to 230, azo 285 to 400, and conjugated olefins. And some simple chromophoric groups. Here chromosphere C double bond C, transition is pi to pi star, wavelength is approximate value of lambda max is 175, and solvent we are using here is vapor. These are the sum of simple chromophoric groups. Okay, and thank you.